Hey friends, it's Lethea from Farmview Creators. Today we're going to work on this super cute summer insert set from the Rust Covered Cottage. This goes into the mini Signpost, which is adorable on its own. But then with this set, it's just so great. So we have the lemonade sign, the flowers sign, strawberries, and Aloha. At the end, you're going to have to tell me which one is your favorite. So I'm going in with Amber Honey Glaze on two of the pieces, and on the other two I am going to use Farmhouse Linen. I'm using a sponge for both of those. On this Farmhouse Linen, I'm not really going for full coverage, more like medium coverage at most. I'm using my weeding tool just to clean out those lines to give that kind of shiplap look there. Love, love, love. Putting those aside to dry really good while we work on all of these little pieces. The dominant green that I'm going to use for this is Opulence. This is an acrylic mineral from Couture. The red is Garnet. Both of these with the mineral acrylics have a built-in top coat. So I'm actually, for once, not going to add another top coat to the top. I just loved how they look, so I did not go in with my dead flat like I normally do. I'm using my ombre nail sponge set to dab on that Opulence, getting all the areas where I want to stay really bright green, and then kind of edging those words and going in with that Garnet a couple of times, and then just kind of using my finger to blur those lines to give it that ombre effect, and then cleaning out some of those leaves. And then for the lemonade, of course, I have to use lemon peel acrylic mineral paint. All of these are from Couture, and I am again using my ombre dabber. I should go back and tell you that on those strawberries, I did dab off some of the paint so that it was a very thin layer so that you could still see those score lines for the seeds. On the lemonade, it wasn't such a big a deal. To give that accent color with the green, I'm going in with a fan brush and just stroking across with that Opulence just to give it a little bit of texture and just to have it a little bit more special, I guess. Using the Opulence once again for the center of that main flower on the flowers. And then I am using a new color, Moxie by the Sea. Really, really pretty. For the yellow on those small, I am going to my go-to yellow, which is Spanish Sunrise. More Opulence on those leaves, just one layer there because I wanted them to kind of be a little worn. And then for the words, Sugarplum. Sugarplum is such a beautiful cross between purple and pink. It is one of my favorites, but for some reason I just don't use it very often. Another new color today was this Meadow. This is a luxe metallic. It has that shimmer, and even if I went over it with dead flat top coat, it would still shimmer, which is one thing I love. The other leaves are in that Opulence color. For this darker teal on the Aloha, I am using Sea Glass. Sorry about that. Sea Glass is just a little bit darker teal, and I love it. Totally going to use that one a lot. And third or fourth new color is Polynesian Pink. Perfect for this hibiscus leaf. Getting another layer on those words and on the leaf, and then I'm going to use a kind of almost a mop brush, or just a very wide tipped small square brush to brush on Vera at the Ballet around the edges. And then I decided I wanted to go in and add some Opulence to that Meadow, so I just took the sponge I had been using and brushed it inward on the edges. Of course, I'm going to go in with my Debbie's DIY Dark Wax and distress everything. And if I got it too dark, I just rubbed it out. I kind of did dab off or brush off some of it so that it wouldn't be so thick. Going ahead and placing all the pieces where they need to be and making sure that I like everything and how it looks before I go in and glue, because at this point I could still sand off these colors. it's not too late. But fortunately, I love them all. And even on those white pieces with the farmhouse linen, you can still see the score lines. Might have to hold it up and let the light hit it just right, but they are still there. Getting everything lined up. All right, now that I have everything on there, I'm going to use my art glitter glue to glue these down. A little bit goes a long way with this glue. I love it because it allows me a little wiggle room, and you'll see that I do wiggle my pieces around to get them perfectly lined up, especially that bottom strawberry. I wanted to naturally kind of slide upward, so I held it down for a little bit. Also dries clear. And the best thing about it is it does not leave my fingers crusty. As you can see, I am a messy crafter and I get paint and glue all over my hands, and I cannot stand it when I get that crusty glue on there that stays for days. Not for me. So art glitter glue is my go-to. Oh, I love it. Try to figure out if I wanted that tilted or flat on. Decided to go with the tilted, and I love it. That Aloha is my favorite. But again, be sure to let me know what your favorite is. There it is in the signpost. Love, love, love. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to like and subscribe. Bye.